Our active military men and women make up a little more than 1% of the U.S. population, yet when many veterans return home after serving their country, they struggle to find an adequate pool of jobs and employers who will hire them.
Ally Universal, based here in Santa Ana, has hired 25,000 veterans since 2013, and veterans make up 10% of their yearly hires. CEO Steve Jones here with the reasons why corporate America should hire veterans. Welcome, and thank you for what you're doing by hiring veterans, sir.
Thank you.
I told you before we came on the air, I agree with agree with you 100%. But employers are sometimes hesitant to hire veterans. Why?
Yeah. Well, I think part of it comes from there's a lot of people out there that haven't served in the military, and so I think there's a little bit of nervousness, wondering if they're going to be flexible enough to work within their team. I think there's also a misunderstanding potentially of some of the stresses that some of the military personnel may have gone through when they were deployed, right? And how are they going to be when they come back in the workforce and get returned to the workforce? I think it's all misunderstandings. I mean, both my father and my grandfather, they were both military veterans, and we love to hire them, and we're trying to figure out how we hire more.
Fantastic.
So tell us about your current job openings, and then as well as there's a partnership with veteran groups and a community support program as well.
Okay, so currently we're in all 50 states all across the country, and Canada, Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico. We're looking for over 15,000 people right now as we speak. So we're constantly looking for new men and women to join our organization, and that's both in hourly wage jobs and also in management and supervisory positions. Just here in Southern California alone, we have over 3,000 openings. So we're hiring. And one of the things that we did, we realized our veterans and the former military personnel that we hire tend to be some of our best employees. And so they make up about 30% of our workforce. And we went out and we said, how do we hire more? And so we decided to go out and reach out to the community and use our recruiting force across the country and go out to every veterans group or groups associated, organizations associated with veterans, and said, for everyone we hire, we'll make a donation of $400 to your organization. So we are really trying to do something different and try to bring them in.
Well, you think about the work ethic they have, the discipline, the teamwork that they know how to participate in. Those are some of the reasons, but also the technology. So they go to the military and they're already trained up by the time they get to you.
Yeah, it's funny, people don't realize, but our men and women in the military today are using some of the most advanced technology in the world. Right, and so when we bring folks in and we talk about using them as technicians in our security systems division or an intel analyst in our remote monitoring center that we have, or we have some robots that we use, robot technology. I mean, these folks they've already worked with that equipment, right? And so they've got hands-on practical experience versus people that we would hire, and even if they came out of college, they may have read about it, but they don't have a hands-on practical experience.
True. And another thing, veterans are more suited to advance through the company, through the ranks of a company. Why is that? Yeah,
well, if you think about it, they've had to compete, right? And so, and most people don't know this, that after their general enlistment period, if they want to stay in the military, it's usually either up or out. Meaning you've got to continue to promote or you get out of the military. So they're in high-performing organizations, right, that work very, very hard, highly disciplined, and they have to compete, and they're used to having to move up and be ranked against other individuals, which in a business environment is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Veterans are clear to report to duty. Why do they already have a prerequisite that the HR department likes?
Yeah, so we love it because they've already been background screened, right, and they've already gone through really all of the initial screening that we would want to do. So for us, it's confirmatory, right, and versus having to go out and when we hire a new person and do the background checks that we have to do to get people hired. I mean, it can take weeks and months in some cases, and so by hiring veterans, in many cases they've gone through that process. And if we've got secret cleared positions, and we do a lot of aerospace and defense companies, those require top secret clearances, and most of the military personnel can come in because in many cases they've already had secret clearances.
Yeah, and finally, veterans already pre-trained pre-trained to be good employees. I think we understand why that is, but you would know better than us, Steve. Why is that?
Well, again, look, from going into basic training, they've all gone through a really regimented program, right? And so, and they know how to learn. They know how to, again, function in a high-performing team, and they've gone through the process, right, of understanding first and foremost, how to provide security for our nation, and so teaching them how to take those skills and turn those into how do we provide security for a corporation it makes it easier for us.
Steve, what you're doing is great. To learn more about Allied Universal and security job openings for veterans, apply at the website there on your screen, and also check out the website for veterans groups that would like to partner with their community-based program. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Steve.